What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Monday, the 4th day of November in the year 2024. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. With sugar production way below target despite the injection of billions of taxpayers' dollars into the ailing industry, the Working People's Alliance presidential candidate Dr. David Hines believes that the sugar industry is at the crossroads and tough decisions will have to be made. Dr. Hines, a political scientist, said after injecting billions of dollars in GuySuCo, the sugar company, the government may be too embarrassed to admit that the industry requires a complete overhaul, as detailed in the 2015 report of the Commission of Inquiry into GuySuCo.
I think we have reached a crossroads as far as the industry is concerned, and the government is not prepared to deal with it. I think they intend to ride out this GuySuCo crisis until the next election and hope, because remember, they depend a lot on the votes of sugar workers. And they, I think, intend to not make this an election issue for them. And so therefore, the silence is reflective of that tactical move to ride out until the elections, and they may, after the elections, make some drastic moves. I don't know, but that's our reading of the situation.
The 2015 Commission of Inquiry report had recommended the amalgamation of the sugar estates. By 2017, the former government had taken a decision to right-size the industry. The WPA presidential candidate said, contrary to the notion peddled by Vice President Barra Jagdeo, Professor Clive Thomas, who is a long-standing executive of the WPA and who served as chairman of GuySuCo in 2015, in concert with the COI, recommended that no estate should be closed. Close to a decade later, Dr. Hines said that while WPA strongly believes that there should be no significant loss in employment, another commission of inquiry may be required to decide the fate of GuySuCo and the sugar industry in Guyana.
We hold very strong to the view that when you are engaging in matters such as the right sizing of the sugar industry, you have to be very careful not to harm the workers in the industry. And so it was that thinking that drove Dr. Thomas not to recommend the closure of the estates. We do, however, continue to believe that it is not sustainable to maintain the industry in the way it is being maintained with large subsidy from the government. We cannot continue to produce sugar at the high price that it is being produced.
Since retaking office in 2020, the People's Progressive Party civic government has expended billions of dollars in the industry with no profitable return. The industry continues to record massive losses. Dr. Hines said at the current rate, the government appears to be subsidizing the sugar sold on the global market.
Like I said, the solution is to make the industry a profit-making enterprise and not a burden on the government. And as we have often said, we have to be very careful when we're dealing with an industry that is so rooted in the culture and the politics of the country. And so there is no one solution. And that is why we are saying that we would support another commission of inquiry to see where the industry is at the moment and to see whether closure is an option. No.
As of the 26th of October, GuySuCo had only produced 24,711 tons of sugar of the 63,276 tons set as the target for this year. The sugar produced so far for the year represents only 39% of the year's production target. The Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union GAWU has already sounded the alarm that the industry is in a sad state and admits that there is need for an overhaul. GuySuCo lost more than $4 billion in revenue last year and is expected to lose a whole lot more this year. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch. Even one word. I can start with one step or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Honey, what were you doing? Let's cash up. Let's cash up.
Shop $5,000 or more at any Massey stores for a chance to win a 2024 Nissan Qashqai Sense and $100,000 every 2 weeks with Massey Stores Christmas Jackpot Promotion.
Mobile fuels are made with our customers in mind. Mobile Synergy Supreme Plus is designed to help you protect your engine so that your vehicle can give you better mileage and better performance. When you choose Mobile Synergy Supreme Plus, you choose a fuel that will help keep your vehicle running at its best. Visit a mobile service station today and fuel up with Mobile Synergy Supreme Plus. Mobile trademarks are owned by ExxonMobil and used under license.
Welcome back. Let's tell you now that searches are ongoing tonight in the deep south Rupununi along the Takatu River by the joint services for the group of armed men who carried out a daring robbery and abduction on Saturday in the village of Ashalton. 5 Guyanese and 4 Brazilians were abducted from a checkpoint of the Guyana-Georgian Mines Commission by a group of Portuguese-speaking men believed to be Brazilian nationals. The 9 persons who were abducted were later found abandoned in a vehicle. They were all unharmed, according to the police. Since Saturday, more members of the joint services have been shuttled into the area since it is believed that the suspects are on foot. They were able to cart off a quantity of gold, 2 pistols, and other valuables during their robbery and abduction. Investigators believe the gunmen were forcing the persons they abducted to take them into the Marudi Bag Dam, where many miners operate, before they had to dash their plans and abandon the vehicle and their victims. At the checkpoint where the robbery and abduction took place, investigators reported that the entire office was ransacked as the men searched for gold and money. Persons in the area have been put on high alert and have been encouraged to contact the police if they see any suspicious movements in their communities. The Brazilian authorities have also been notified of the incident and they are assisting with the investigations. El Dorado Offshore, Noble Corporation, and Matpal Marine Institute today announced that applications are now open for the Noble Marine Cadet Scholarship Program. Through the Noble Marine Cadet Scholarship Program, 20 aspiring deck cadets and engineering cadets will be given the opportunity to pursue their career in the offshore industry. The program is designed to develop Guyana's next generation of offshore professionals by providing both classroom education and hands-on offshore experience. At the launch today, International Labour Organization certified trainer Linda Danzy Black said the program provides a great opportunity for Guyanese.
Through the collaboration with Noble Corporation, EDO, and MACPAL, this scholarship program opens the door for 20 promising cadets to step into the world of offshore exploration. These cadets will not only receive technical knowledge, but also gain hands-on experience in the field.
Ms. Black also said the program is a representation of a shared commitment by El Dorado Offshore, Noble Corporation, and Matpal to equip young Guyanese with the skills, experience, and the mentorship needed to excel in Guyana's budding energy sector.
This initiative is testament to the commitment of these 3 organizations to invest in the future of Guyana. It reflects a broader vision, one that seeks to ensure that the benefits of Guyana's growing energy industry are shared with its people. And that is very important.
She urged Guyanese to seize the opportunity and apply for the program. The 4-year program provides a unique blend of 18 months of classroom-based education and 18 months of offshore training, designed to ensure participants receive both theoretical grounding and practical hands-on experience. Thalia Wilson of El Dorado Offshore said the deadline for applications is the 31st of December.
It's a fantastic opportunity to develop the skills and knowledge necessary to enter the maritime and offshore industry, with strong support from Noble Drilling, EDO, and MACPAL. We're committed to ensuring that the students from every corner of Guyana have access to this information. To help with that, we're visiting 3 key locations to share the details of the program and to assist with the application process in person.
The successful applicants will benefit from comprehensive tuition coverage and professional guidance from industry veterans. Wilson said to remain eligible, cadets must maintain a minimum GPA of 3.2 throughout their training and achieve 85% attendance in all required sessions, both classroom-based and offshore. It was explained that the rigorous standards are to ensure that each graduate of the program is exceptionally prepared to assume critical roles in Guyana's offshore industry, supporting the country's goals of local workforce development and sector growth. To encourage applications from across the country, the 3 companies will host community outreach sessions at various technical institutes, providing prospective applicants with comprehensive information about the program and assisting with the application process. They'll be visiting the technical institutes in New Amsterdam, Linden, and Essequibo on the 25th, 27th, and 29th of this month.
The Guyana Elections Commission GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31st, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Types of transactions. Anyone eligible for registration is required to visit the registration office responsible for his or her area of residence to apply for registration. Persons who are already registered could apply for a name change if they have changed their names since they were last registered. Apply for corrections if there is incorrect information on their national ID cards. Persons who are desirous of conducting any of the above transactions must provide the relevant supporting documents. Persons who are already registered could request that their photographs be retaken if the quality of the photographs on their ID cards is unacceptable. Collect their new ID cards if they have not done so as yet. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, please contact GCOM on the following hotline numbers: 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. I can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
In the world of business right now and aviation, regional carrier Caribbean Airlines launched its much-touted non-stop service between Guyana and Suriname yesterday, and the airline is promising more expansion and connections to other destinations. Caribbean Airlines country manager for Guyana and Suriname, Renata Marshall, noted that the airline has been growing steadily, and Guyana has been benefiting from that growth with increased frequency of flights to various destinations, increased employment opportunities, and development of new services. Ms. Marshall said the airline will continue to roll out schedules that are welcomed by travelers in Guyana and the rest of the region.
As Guyana's economy continues to grow, the need for increased airlift has never been more important. We understand the role that we play in supporting this growth, and resources permitting, we are ready to meet the challenge. Today, with the launch of this new route between Guyana and Suriname, we are adding nearly 300 seats across the market. offering even more travel options and increasing access to other destinations throughout the region.
The airline will operate twice weekly non-stop flights from the Eugene F. Correa Airport at Ogle to Suriname's Johann Adolph Pengel International Airport in Paramaribo. Those flights will operate on Fridays and Sundays, with additional flights on other days available through Trinidad and Tobago. Guyana's Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Onish Walrand, welcomed the new service and its role in improving connectivity between Guyana and its neighbor to the east.
This kind of venture, this step that Caribbean Airlines has made, is further underscores the point that they see Guyana as a viable destination. We continue to invest in our tourism product. Pretty soon, you've been hearing about the hotel rooms and the several hotels that are currently about to be, some have opened, about to be open this year and early part of next year. We are investing in our expansion of the Chedijegan International Airport, investing in the state-of-the-art immigration e-portal to help streamline access for our passengers. And all of this just goes to underscore the point to our partners like our airlines that Guyana is a credible partner and that you're launching out, partnering with us, partnering with government will indeed bring its return.
And Minister of Works Juan Edgel, in welcoming the new Guyana-Suriname service, challenged Caribbean Airlines to get more Guyanese on board as cabin crew members.
I want to see more Guyanese on board when we are traveling, not just as passengers, but as crew. We want to be able to have more Guyanese companies engaged in your catering on board, so we'll be able to offer some of what we are to people while they're in flight. We want to be able to see a greater relationship between Guyana and Caribbean Airlines.
In Suriname, that country's Minister of Transport, Urquit Ramsaran, said Suriname is also pleased with the new service between Guyana and his country. He noted that the government of Suriname is always welcoming of positive steps that contribute to the economic development of Suriname, and he sees the introduction of the new service as one of those positive steps.
Suriname can also be used as a hub for the north and east of the world to South America and the Caribbean. By expanding the flights of the Caribbean Airlines to Suriname to 4 times a week, the traveling public will further be accommodated. The services to the traveling public will now be more effectively, but also Suriname will be further promoted to the international public. Suriname is on the right path.
Since the start of this year, Caribbean Airlines has announced new connections to a number of other destinations, as well as improved connectivity to its North American destinations. Foreign Secretary Robert Poussat has urged Guyanese living in neighboring Suriname to return home to contribute and play their part in Guyana's development. Speaking during a job fair organized by the Guyana government and the private sector over the weekend in Naikeri, Suriname, the Foreign Secretary noted that there are a number of opportunities that are available in Guyana that all Guyanese can cash in on. As a result, he said, the government has taken a decision to have Guyanese living in the diaspora be part of the journey.
What we're doing here today is unprecedented. What we're doing here today is a first. As I said, we started in New York. We're coming here in Suriname, Naikeri. Very soon we'll be going to other parts of the Caribbean and even in North America. Because we believe, as we believe in every single Guyanese living in Guyana, we also believe in every single Guyanese living outside of Guyana. And we want you to return, we want you to play a part and to contribute to that what is taking place in our country.
Foreign Secretary Poussat said the task of transforming the country is a task of every Guyanese, irrespective of where they reside. And the government, he noted, will be expanding the exercise to target more Guyanese in the Caribbean and North America.
I want to underscore how important it is for every single Guyanese to put themselves and their hands and their entire commitment to the task of transforming our country. And persons have asked us, well, why are we going into the diaspora? And we're doing that because we believe the diaspora not only possess wealth, experience, but also you possess that shared desire for us to build a country that is strong, resilient, and prosperous.
The job fair also featured officials from the National Insurance Scheme, the Passport Office, the General Registrar's Office, as well as a number of private sector entities. Mr. Prasad told the gathering that there should be no fear in returning home, since the government's policies are inclusionary.
We come here at a time and to have this exercise when the Guyana you knew, when you left due to harsh conditions, is totally different. And in fact, the transformation taking place, and some of you would visit and some of you who haven't returned yet, would be not only amazed, but in fact, you will be enthralled, you'll be excited, and you would feel a sense of national pride as to what is taking place in our country.
Persons who attended the Diaspora Job Fair in Naikari were also briefed about resettling in Guyana and the various training opportunities currently available to them. Well, the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry has noted an increase in the number of counterfeit, expired, and inappropriately labeled goods in the marketplace. And the Chamber is also worried about the non-compliance to Guyana's laws and regulations by retailers and supermarket owners. In a statement, the Chamber of Commerce issued a call on the Bureau of Standards and the Government Analyst Food and Drug Department to ensure that an investigation is conducted and products found to be in contravention of the laws and regulations be removed from the shelves and prohibited from sale. The Chamber of Commerce has also issued a call on the Guyana Revenue Authority through its Customs Department to ensure all goods being cleared after import meet regulatory requirements. The Bureau of Standards and the Government Analyst Food and Drug Department would carry out raids from time to time at various businesses to ensure compliance with local laws and regulations. The Chamber of Commerce, however, said there is also the need for greater adherence to tax laws by a number of businesses to ensure equal application of the rule of law to all businesses and enterprises operating in Guyana. According to the Chamber, it has also been made aware of breaches to the labor laws by some businesses, and it wants the Labor Department to act. The Georgetown Chamber of Commerce says it has also noted the flouting of occupational health and safety laws and regulations, and it wants that to also be examined and addressed by the relevant authorities.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all persons who meet the eligibility requirements to apply for registration. By doing so, you will be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official lists of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. Persons could be prosecuted, fined, or even sent to prison for failing or refusing to apply for registration. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gcom.org.gy.
What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look. You know the one. Or one touch. Even one word. I can start with one step. Or one promise. One thrill One first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. GuyOil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of GuyOil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. GuyOil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Across the region tonight, let's begin in neighboring Brazil, where Brazilian President Lula da Silva, who sustained a head injury last month, underwent imaging tests yesterday in Brasilia, with the medical report saying his condition has remained stable. Lula can perform his usual activities, and his situation will be reassessed in a week, the report noted. In late October, Lula fell at home and suffered a small brain hemorrhage and trauma to the back of his head, which required stitches, according to his personal doctor. The Brazilian president has been working from the presidential palace but cancelled international travel, including to the upcoming Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Leaders Forum in Lima and the United Nations Summit in Azerbaijan. Prime Minister of Antigua Gaston Brown has told the Jamaica-based Sandals Resorts International to consider removing its property in his country after he claimed that the luxury hotel brand Sandals has adopted a policy of not wanting to pay taxes. Speaking on his radio program, Prime Minister Brown told listeners that Sandals, which owns the 373-room Sandals all-inclusive adults-only resort, owes an estimated 30 million Eastern Caribbean dollars in taxes. He said most of the taxes are from the Antigua and Barbuda sales tax, which it collected for the government, and was holding on to portions of the money. The Prime Minister also said while he did not want to make the issue a public matter, he was nonetheless appealing to Sandals to cooperate with the Inland Revenue Department so as to avoid another public spat. Prime Minister Brown recalled that Sandals had a recent issue with the Bahamas, where it ended up having to pay some money. And finally tonight, international news. The Spanish city of Barcelona was hit by flooding today as search and rescue efforts continue following devastating flooding around Valencia last week. Spain's state meteorological agency has placed parts of Catalonia on red alert for torrential rain, with local media showing footage of cars partially submerged on the highway. Parts of Barcelona's El Prat airport, the second largest in the country, have been flooded. More than 80 flights have been cancelled or delayed, while rail services have also been suspended. A similar weather event which hit the Valencia region with a year's worth of rain last week has caused at least 217 deaths. Earlier today, rescuers focused their efforts on searching for missing people in the underground car parks. The storm caught many victims in their vehicles on roads and in underground spaces such as car parks, tunnels, and garages, where rescue operations are particularly difficult. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to have a safe and enjoyable night.